So the Sustainable Restaurant Association was founded in 2010. It was set up by a group of restaurateurs and sustainability buffs. So Mark Sainsbury from the Zeta Group, Henry Dimbleby from Leon Group, Giles and Simon from Good Business. Really set the thing up to acknowledge the difficulty, I guess, between what it feels like to run a food service business and the amount of issues that are contained within the sustainable food movement. And we've been set up to try and be the kind of intersection between those two things. Over the last 5 years, my team's worked with our membership to achieve an awful lot in terms of sustainability. We have a sustainability framework which has 14 key areas that under 3 pillars of environment, sourcing and society. And that's something that we developed a number of years ago, and it still stands as a pretty robust and well-respected framework for what makes a restaurant good or what makes a food service business sustainable. I think within that you've got lots of different issues, and our team have worked closely with members around some of those. I think some of the most notable achievements have been under our food waste programme, Food Save, which we ran for 2 years. I think I've seen an infographic that we saved more food waste than a blue whale weighs in central London within a year. The range of issues is really, really broad, and I think depending on what sort of business you're talking about, their ability to affect change will be quite specific. Sort of restaurants that specialise and build their business model around authentic Italian ingredients, for example, are always going to struggle relatively with local sourcing and things from Britain. And I guess our policy is, rather than focusing on the things that are difficult, let's focus on the things that are easy. Let's try and connect up the business case for change with the sustainable necessity. In terms of healthy eating, we've seen a lot of focus there. We are running a campaign next year around feeding children well, which will be looking to put pledges on people's menu around 2 veg on every plate, which will be connecting with members in early next year. I think, again, it's not universal. I think if you're a school or a hospital or a university or a staff canteen, you've got a slightly different relationship with healthy eating than you are if you're a sort of self-certified treat destination that people go to twice a year. So I think with all these things there's quite a lot of complexity, and what our framework does is try and make that simple, and the work we're going to do next year is to try and make that even more simple through having clearer statements about what a good restaurant looks like and what a good restaurant will do. The obesity strategy is a really good example of how the sustainable food movement or government policy in this area sometimes can stop short of being practical, implementable and easy for businesses. So I think a lot of our members are looking at it and thinking, well, what next, and how do we implement this, and how do we bring this onto our menu, how do we bring this into our staff training, how do we bring this into our conversations with suppliers and with customers. I think our strength is in being able to bring our members together and bring the industry together so that everyone's not having to work this out on their own. I think there's lots of exciting opportunities around putting more veg on the menu, particularly on kids' meals, thinking about how vegetarian options are described, thinking about the staff training that goes into talking people through specials, talking people through what's great to eat on the menu. And I think in the new year we're going to have some really exciting campaigns with our membership that can provide a really clear movement forward.